What do an aspiring wedding dress designer, a former cheerleader with some over-the-top acrobatics, a sexy and beautiful blonde who, although was born with one arm, has more than enough heart and self-confidence to win any guy's heart, all have in common? They all have their sights set on moving to Dallas with the Bachelor, Sean Lowe, with the 17th edition of ABC's popular romance reality series, The Bachelor, gives out his final rose. Joining us this morning is Sean Lowe from The Bachelor. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Amanda.
So you completely shocked the world this past Monday with you passing out 12 roses before the actual rose ceremony. I want to know, was this a game time decision or was this something that you had thought of before?
No, it was totally in the moment, but I realized after meeting 26 women that, you know, it's a long night and I'm going to talk to most of them, and I wanted to be in the moment, and if I felt a connection, I felt like I was going to go ahead and just give them a rose right there on the spot. And I felt like if I waited until the end of the evening, there was a chance that maybe I could forget about some of those connections. And I'm here for a reason. I'm here to see if one of these women could potentially be my wife, and sometimes I think that means that I have to bend the rules a little bit.
And you had mentioned that you're hoping that it wasn't going to cause any tension by passing out those roses early. Now, when you actually watch the episode back, would you have done the same thing, or would you have rethought your process?
You know, I did it with the intention of really helping myself out, and I didn't think about the drama that it might cause amongst the women. But if I had to do it over again, I would probably do the same thing because I'm very happy with the decisions that I made.
Well, I actually liked it. It kind of shocked us all, and it kept the show a little interesting. Now, The Bachelor is notorious for having first impression gimmicks, from the football stunt to the cheerleader falling on her face to the wedding dress. I mean, every season it seems to get more over the top and more over the top. What is it like actually standing there and watching these women try to impress you with some of these gimmicks?
Is overwhelming. I did not expect any of that. Certainly, you know, the wedding dress freaked me out a bit, but I guess they did make a lasting impression. Some good, some not so good, but I certainly enjoyed it.
What was the worst first impression that you've ever had, whether it was on the show or in real life, so to speak?
I think the worst has to be what you saw on Monday's episode, the woman who pulled the tie out of her dress and made the 50 Shades of Grey reference. That was a little much for me, and she was basically announcing to the world that she's a bad girl.
She was ready for you.
I'm not really looking for that bad girl in my life.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, it was a little awkward to watch too, so I would completely agree with that. Now, watching you on Emily's season, I think one of the greatest pranks that I have ever seen on national TV was when you decided to fool Emily and tell her that you live at home with your parents. And I want to know, was that something that you thought of, your parents thought of, or was that something that producers kind of conned you into doing? Because I thought it was hilarious and it showed your personality.
No, that was something I thought of. That whole season, Emily just saying, you are the perfect guy, you don't have any flaws, and I got tired of hearing it. And so I wanted to have a little fun at her expense, of course, and let her know that I'm not the perfect person she thinks I am. And she definitely fell for it. And we had a lot of fun doing that. And lucky for me, Emily was a good sport about it. And you know, you're right. It did show a bit of my personality, and you'll probably see more of that on my season as The Bachelor.
I was just going to ask you that question, because I think that moment was really when America fell in love with you, because it was just so classic and so spontaneous. And so what are some of the pranks? Can you give any of them away from this season? Well,
I can't necessarily give them away, but I can tell you on Monday night's episode, you will see another prank. And I definitely have a little fun with the girl, and I want to make sure that she has a sense of humor that aligns with mine and that she can take a joke, and I am going to test that on Monday's episode.
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait to see. Now, how has falling in love in the public eye really changed your perspective on either the dating process or falling in love in general? Because I'm assuming it's very, very different than what you would normally fall in love with someone.
Well, it is different from the aspect that the whole world gets to see me go through the process of falling in love, but you know, other than that, the feelings and the emotions are all the same as they would be if I were the normal guy from Dallas that I am. And I think America, for the most part, has been able to see that. And I get a lot of compliments from people who say, you know what, we appreciate the fact that you're genuine, and we do feel terrible that your heart was broken on TV. And, you know, outside of everyone being able to witness that, there's not really a big difference.
And judging from the very first night of Women and introducing America to them, it seems like you kind of have a type. And I don't want to tell you what I think your type is, because I want to hear it straight from the source. What is your perfect woman?
Okay, my perfect woman, she has to be intelligent, and I love a woman with a sense of humor. And then I need someone that has a good heart, you know, someone who's caring and loving. Outside of that, I really don't have any requirements. In fact, I would love to be surprised and maybe date someone that has qualities that I've never necessarily dated before.
And real quickly, Sean, have you found Mrs. Lowe?
You know I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that I'm very happy and I'm so glad I decided to be the Bachelor.
Excellent, Sean. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and good luck on finding love.
Thank you very much.
And don't forget to tune in to The Bachelor every Monday night right here on KGUN 9 on your side at 7 p.m. And don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend will be right back.
Tomorrow on Good Morning.